Okay, so we're live apparently, but of course I'm always just a guy sitting in a dark room, and I won't know if I'm not live. Well, I won't know if I'm live until one of you says hello. Oh, hello. Hello. Just by a show of hands, or if you could just acknowledge that you can hear me. It would be quite a shame if I recorded a whole live stream and no one could hear me. Who have we got? DVS Great, Tommy Barello, Martina Magnus, Lloyd Soldat. Hello, brother. If you can hear me, just let me know. I'm sure you can see me, but just let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Can you hear me? Please acknowledge. Yes, you can. Okay, good. It's good. I'm getting good at this. Yes, so another unannounced pop-up live stream. Unannounced. I think I did say that I want to make live streams a little bit more a part of the channel, and I think Saturdays are probably a good day for me to do live streams around about this time. What's it? It's about quarter to 5, and that's here local talent time. So this seems to be kind of a good time because I've got to time it in such a way that most people are awake. So this is probably a good time for Europe, and the Americans are probably, depending on which coast you're on, you're probably waking up now anyway. But then again, a lot of people I know just don't sleep, so that's another story. We're all mad, aren't we? Right, let's see who we've got here. Hello Jordan. Hello Rani, Martina, Jordan, Lloyd. All good. Okay, so this is not announced as usual. I just like to sort of pop up every now and then. But we'll just wait for a few more to come on, and then I just want to give you a few updates as to what's been happening and what you can expect from the channel and everything that I've been up to. So we'll just give you a few more minutes to come on, and then we'll jump into it. Martina says, I can hear you better than last week in Leipzig. Ah. I'm assuming you were at the Mesh show in Leipzig. Really enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. So on today's live stream, I want to keep it a little bit more focused and less waffly. It's very difficult for me. So we're going to be covering a few things. Mainly just want to talk about what I've been up to, what I'm working on, what's coming next. Also going to be talking about some of the Mesh shows, the up-and-coming Mesh shows, and also going to I want to say a few words about the new Pet Shop Boys album. This has really, really, really impressed me. I put up a post yesterday on my Facebook page, and I said that I've literally only listened to this once. Well, I've listened to it twice now. But at the time that I'd sent the message on my Facebook page, I had listened to this album once, and you certainly cannot rate or judge or review an album after hearing it once. However, just upon first listen, I was very, very, very impressed with it. It seems to be sort of like a return back to form. Now, what I mean by that is, if you're an artist that's been going for 40 years, I do not expect you to repeat what you've done for the past 40 years. That's not what I'm expecting, or as a fan. I always love to see artists develop and move and grow and do things. But there are always certain things which make you great as an artist. All artists have what I like to call their superpower. They have certain things that make them great. And certainly I feel that Pet Shop Boys round about, I don't know, sort of like 2010 onwards, that sort of period, I just kind of lost them with some of those albums, and I haven't really focused on them that much, to be honest. But I did feel that a lot of those albums were sort of a little bit, they were too electronic, and they were just too dancey. And of course, I like electronic music, but then again, I'm not exclusively into electronic music. I like things to be true to what they are. And to me, old school, sort of, what made Pet Shop Boys great to me was that very British orchestral sound along with the synthesizers. And they seem to have lost that somewhere along the line. They went down this very, very sort of like mainstream dance music direction. And as a result, I felt that, you know, one thing about Pet Shop Boys, their sound has always been so unique. So if Neil's not singing, you can still hear it's a Pet Shop Boy. But a lot of those sort of dance music records, which sort of came out from 2010 onwards, around about that period, they were so sort of dance music orientated that if Neil was not singing, you would not know it was a Pet Shop Boys song. However, I'm glad to say that so far what I've heard from this album nonetheless, it's really like a return to form, and it's really sort of like a leaning back to what made them great. It's still very modern, but I will speak more on a video when I review it. I like the fact that it also doesn't sound overproduced. It has like a rawness to it. So one of my subscribers said the other day that it sounds like it was done in a home studio kind of thing, in a good way. Yeah, I think the emphasis on here was just real songwriting and stuff. And we see this with artists and stuff. You know, they go so far down the rabbit hole of trying to make a sonically perfect record, and then they start forgetting about the songs and stuff. And this particular record, to me, it just has this element of rawness to it, produced by James Ford, I believe. But it's really enjoying this album. So yeah, that's the new Pet Shop Boys, nonetheless. And then I see they've also gone on to, I was just checking Spotify this morning, and they've got another, a new album out, which has got 4 tracks as well. It's called, what's it called? Oh, I should find it here. Okay, the new album's called Nonetheless. And then they've also done an album called, oh yes, Furthermore, which is like a 4-track EP, which has songs, they got new versions of Heart, Being Boring, Always on My Mind, and It's a Sin. And that I found very interesting, because that particular EP, those songs sound particularly raw. It sounds basically like a really polished demo, and I like that. I really like that. I like the decision. I really like the new body of work, and it's really got me excited about Pet Shop Boys, you know, for the first time in a long time. I've always been a big Depeche. You see, I keep saying Depeche Mode. Every time I come on here, I get into this Depeche mode, and you know, this might shock some of you. I don't actually listen to Depeche Mode. I do not sit in a room and listen to Depeche Mode all the time. I have other interests as well, but my brain just defaults to Depeche Mode. Anyway, back to Pet Shop Boys. This album has really got me back onto Pet Shop Boys and realizing why I loved them so much in the first place. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a while, and I'll just take some comments as well. And then also, while we're at it, on the subject of Depeche Mode, this of course is the Vaughn George channel. I have started a separate channel which is called the Depeche Mode Hub, and the idea of that is to move all the Depeche Mode content onto one channel. Once again, the reason I did that was because there are people who watch my channel for Depeche Mode exclusively, and there are those of you who enjoy all my content, I hope, but there are people who just watch it for Depeche Mode, and I think for that reason it's been a good idea for me to move everything onto this separate YouTube channel, which is called the Depeche Mode Hub. And the nice thing about that is you can, if you're one of those people who watch my content just for Depeche Mode, you'll be pleased to know that there is nothing else but Depeche Mode on the Depeche Mode Hub. So you can just go to YouTube and you just type in Depeche Mode Hub or at Depeche Mode Hub. Please subscribe there, and you will actually find all the legacy content, all the album review series, everything's there. And the Depeche Mode Hub was set up to be like the one-stop YouTube channel for the discerning Depeche Mode fan. So please go there and subscribe if you've not already. Of course, we will talk about Depeche Mode on this channel. How can we not? But the whole idea of moving everything onto the whole idea of moving Depeche Mode content onto its own channel is so that we can be more focused. As you'll notice, this channel now is I'm starting to widen the net a little bit. That doesn't mean we're going to talk about, we're not going to talk about current affairs and things like that. It's still going to be a music channel, primarily piano, keyboards, that kind of thing, but we will throw the net a bit wider. So that is why I've moved everything onto the Depeche Mode hub. While we're on that at the moment, I should also just mention to you that if you like what I do and you'd like to support this channel and help it continue, then please do consider joining watchvg.com. Watchvg.com is a platform which is, I guess you could say, a replacement to Patreon. I used to be on Patreon. I do not like Patreon. I do not like the way. I did not like the Patreon format. It was just shoddy. So what I wanted was a platform where I had a community, an inner circle community, but also where I could show my content the way I wanted to see it. So the content there is typically longer. It's advert free, a little bit of swearing and stuff. And I don't have to keep it as PG rated as what I do on YouTube. So that is, of course, watchvg.com. Do consider subscribing there. And also what we do in watchvg.com, we do exclusive Zoom chats. Now, we've not done one in a while, but we've got I promised to do them once. My intention was to do them once every month. And we are doing one tomorrow. And we have a special guest on our Zoom Hangout tomorrow on watchvg.com. And that, of course, is Mr. Rich Silverthorne, who is, the composer, or the musical genius behind Mesh, really. He's like the programmer and the composer. And now my friend and fellow bandmate. So do check that out if you're a watchvg.com subscriber. This will take place tomorrow at 7:30 UK time. And I look forward to seeing the members of my inner circle there, and it'll be your chance to reach out and, ask some questions and, meet Rich virtually in person and ask him some questions. Now, on the subject of Mesh, we have another show coming up on May the 25th. This is the Legacy show. This is going to be in Frankfurt on the 25th. This is going to be the last show for a while. And this obviously concludes our Legacy mini tour. Legacy meaning sort of almost like a greatest hits so far. And then it's back in the studio, currently working on a new album. But the shows have been a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun. We just did our recent one last week in Leipzig, and it was a lot of fun. It was also good to meet a lot of the Mesh fans there, and it's quite nice that I've been taken. I've taken to this like a fish to water. I think I feel very at home with the band. I've enjoyed the shows. I like the fans. I love the music, and it's been a lot of fun. So it really is an honor to be playing with a band of this level, playing to audiences this size, and to be in this position. It's something that I don't take for granted, and I'm very grateful to be in this position. So yeah, we're looking forward to some more Mesh shows. Once again, the next one is in Frankfurt. Tickets are available now. That'll be in Frankfurt on the Saturday 25th, and you can get the tickets at mesh.co.uk. And you can find them online. It's pretty straightforward. So that's the main sort of housekeeping out of the way. I guess what I'll do is, I know some of you have been asking about the Alan Wilder album review series. I must apologize about the delay on that. It is in progress. It's just I've just been completely overrun with goals and tasks and things. So it will come out eventually, and I promise you it'll be the best I can do. So hopefully get it out sooner rather than later. It will appear first on watchvg.com in a sort of fuller version, and then of course the versions you get on YouTube will be pretty much, they'll be decent, but they'll be stripped down, and they won't have all the meat and bones. Right, let's see a few comments here, some questions if you got any thing to say on what I've said. Secret Symphony says, Pet Shop Boys are my favorite band. Yes, Pet Shop Boys are set to be the most successful electronic duo of all times. So, Vito says, "Enjoy the content, Nick Rhodes." Yes, we're gonna have Nick Rhodes from Duran. He's gonna. I always promise he's gonna come on eventually. He will. Nick Rhodes is going to make a reappearance. So, interestingly enough, I don't know if you guys watched the video I did recently. One of my most recent uploads on the Depeche Mode AI song. That video has is been quite a very successful one. I think it's on about 27,000 views at the moment, which is a viral video for a channel this size. That was a very, very interesting video. And tomorrow, which is Sunday, I have a follow-up video coming up, which is this one. Yeah, a slightly dramatic thumbnail, I suppose. But then again, yeah, some might say it's a bit over the top, but hey man, every other YouTuber's doing stuff like that. I guess I've got to get onto equal footing. But then again, I don't think anyone can accuse me of clickbait, because I don't put topless women and stuff on, and things like that. I always try to be accurate with my thumbnails. Is that obviously I want to attract you guys to watch the video, but I don't think anyone can accuse me of saying the thumbnail's got nothing to do with the video. I'm very particular about that. So this video will come out tomorrow. AI, the death of the music industry, and it's, as you can see, it's not a factual statement. It's AI, the death of the music industry. It's a question, and this really is a follow-up to that AI video that I responded to. Now that video has been it's been a point of contention for a lot of people. A lot of people are just really passionate about it, and they're not having it. And then, of course, there are those people who's saying things like, it's better than anything Depeche Mode have done in the last 20 years. Of course, I said that as a joke on the video, to which some of the less cerebral people, and there's not many idiots that follow me, but I suppose there's always the odd idiot that comes into the channel who has no sense of humor. And they took that very literally, and they got offended. And, well, fuck you if you've got no sense of humor. I always say, you need a sense of humor to be on this channel. Otherwise, piss off. You're just going to get offended. And I don't care either. But, yeah, that AI song was very, very scary. I mean, I think you can tell by my reaction when I was listening to it. And that reaction video was genuine. I didn't listen to it beforehand. I listened to it while I was recording, and I think if I look at YouTube, it's very fashionable for reaction videos to be very over the top, and people doing things like "oh my god" and things like that. And well, you're not going to get that reaction from me, because I am very British, and I'm just not going to react like that. But I do think if you watch that reaction video, my reaction was very like, what the hell? Because as I said, I wanted to hate the song, because I'm gunning for the human element. I'm all about humans. I like machines, but I don't want machines to take over, and that's not necessarily what's going to happen. But I will address that all in this video tomorrow. But nonetheless, that video, that AI song from Depeche Mode, it did raise many questions. It certainly was scary to me, because what I heard there was, if you had just put that up and said this was a Depeche Mode song, I don't want to sound all clever, but I may have believed you. I would have felt there was something off, but some people actually liked it. But the scary thing is that what I said was on that video, and indeed what I'm going to delve into in tomorrow's video, is the fact that it's so, AI is new. This is just the beginning. So what's it going to be like in 10 years' time? And we address that all in this video tomorrow, which is up tomorrow. So, here's a question. Ideology asks, have Depeche Mode ever contacted you about your content? No, they haven't, but I know for a fact that they keep an eye on me because they have a very, very good PR team. And they have a very, very brutal and a very good PR team. So I know I'm on the radar. I haven't done anything wrong yet. I've not heard anything. I think I was a bit conscious in the beginning when I was demoing the albums and I was using the original samples. My disclaimer always has been, I don't use these samples. I don't sell them and things. I just use them for educational purposes. And this has seen lots of producers and people coming on and asking me to please send them the samples. And guys, I'm a generous guy, and I like to. If you met me, and my friends will tell you I'm a generous guy, but I've said clearly on videos that I cannot part with those samples because they're not mine to give away. They are floating around out there, and it might sound selfish, but I cannot. I use the stuff for educational and demonstrational purposes, and I think in my way I have flown the Depeche Mode flag very, very strongly on this channel. Not that they need my promotion, of course not, but I've certainly done my part. Martina says, what do you think AI, how do you think AI will change the music industry? Well, Martina, do watch my video tomorrow. I do speak about that. I actually have quite a stark, grim outlook on it, which I'm not happy. I'm an optimistic person, but I'll speak about that in tomorrow's video, as you'll see. Ideology says, but seriously, Vaughn, the lyrics in the Forks Depeche Mode song was weak, childlike. Once again, I'm a musician, so my ears always go straight to the music, and very often there's songs for years. There are many songs that I've liked for years, and I go, and then there'll be songs that I've liked for many years, and then I don't really know what the lyrics are. Yeah, I'm a musician. I always tend to listen fundamentally to the lyrics. Yes, now regarding that Depeche Mode AI song, yes, it wasn't perfect. The lyrics were a bit naff, but as I keep saying, is understand that this is only the beginning. What's it going to be like in 10 years' time? I mean, that's where I'm really terrified about that. Really, there's not for myself really, because I've been doing this for a while, and I'm kind of established in a way. I don't mean that arrogantly, but I'm kind of, I'm doing what I do. I'm not a superstar. I'm not mega famous, and I don't want to be mega famous, but I'm making a living from what I do. What I do worry about is the younger generation, because I'm an artist development coach. I develop artists, and I try to help, up and coming artists to make it, to succeed. And how can I tell them that AI is not going to be a problem? I think there is a way that we can harness the positive side to it, as I'll speak about in my video tomorrow. But what I also say in that video is that AI is not really the problem. The problem is the human element, the human capacity for greed, and the human capacity for greed and the human capacity for evil is the problem of the world in many ways. Anyway, I don't want to preach to you guys, but as an artist, the technology's gotten to a point where I think we're like monkeys playing with fire, and it does scare the shit out of me. Sazy Wonder says, the scary thing is that the AI song is good. Well, that's an opinion, and certainly if you read the comments on the AI song I did, on the AI video I did, there are a lot of people saying this is surprisingly good. There are people that actually love it. I don't love it. I have this bias where I didn't want to like it, and I was surprised how good it was. I was like, wow, this is yeah, I'm not saying I liked it, but it was far better than I was expecting. And yeah, I've got this inner struggle of no, I don't want to like it. I don't want to like it. But yeah, there were people in the comments thread that liked it, and then there were counter arguments as to no, you should not like it, and yeah, it got a bit heated. But I encouraged the debate. Corey says, what are my thoughts on the OMD Bauhaus Staircase album? Corey, I've not listened to that yet, to be fair. I've listened to a song, and I should get onto that. I've heard nothing but positive reviews on it, so I will check it out. John M says, 10 years? Try 1 year. The pace of AI is exponential. You're absolutely right, John. The accelerated exponential progress of quantum computing and AI and everything at the moment, you know, the graph's not going like that. It's going like that. It is, yeah. So in a year's time, where's it going to be? It terrifies me, to be honest. Ed, hello, brother. How are you? Ed says, I agree what you said about bands having an anchored sound. The AI sound, what? The AI songs sounded anchored. Okay. Yeah, well, this is the scary thing. It's like, as I say, reacting to that video the first time, I cannot believe how close it was, you know. I mean, I'm the guy who analyzes the Depeche Mode songs, so I know their music so well. So that doesn't mean I'm an expert, but I understand their music. I have an understanding of how I feel about their music. That's probably more accurate. And listening to that AI song, you listen to it and you go, okay, it's not quite right, but then again, it wasn't miles off. So as John M says, give it a year, it'll probably be so indistinguishable. But anyway, I'm not encouraging it. I'm really not a fan. Freezer says, Vaughn should check the track. It has a really strong melody. And we know Vaughn is a melody guy. Are we are we talking about the OMD album? Yeah. OMD are very melodic. They always work with melody. Moss31 says, oh, what can Weave do when Vaughn's dressed in black? I had someone ask me the other day why I'm always dressed in black, and if you look at my earlier YouTube videos, I was always dressed in white, and you know what it is? I think I don't want to segue here too much, but I think it's a decision fatigue. I was reading this thing on Steve Jobs, and please, I'm not trying to by no means a Steve Jobs, but it was interesting. Steve Jobs always wore the black polo neck, and there was this talk about there's the other guy from Facebook, Zuckerberg. Apparently he wears the same clothes. It's not the same clothes, but it's the same outfit every day. So Steve Jobs apparently would have like 5 of those black turtlenecks and black jeans, and so it wasn't literally the same clothes, but he had 5 of the same design. So when he got to the cupboard every day, he would just put that on. That's one less decision to make. And I know a lot of there are a lot of YouTubers that wear lots of very elaborate T-shirts and stuff like that. And I was sometimes mocked, not in a bad way. In the earlier days, someone said, "Well, what's with a white T-shirt? Wear something more interesting." And my response used to be, "Well, my channel has always been about the content. The channel is not about me. It's always been about the content, and I don't like to spend too much time faffing about with clothes and stuff like that. So this, I have a style that I wear for every video, and it just keeps it easier, so I don't have to think too hard about. And I'd like to think, of course, my personality is so strong that I don't need to wear funny clothing. I'm just joking, by the way. But anyway, this is my style, and it works for now. Ideology says, I remember when sequences were first invented, people said that was the end of music. You're absolutely right. And in that video, which is coming up tomorrow, this one, I do address that, where we talk about, certainly when I was younger, I knew friends who were in rock bands and, proper musicians. And I was getting into synthesizers and stuff, and there was a real sort of like, oh, come on, that's, they'd say things like, oh yeah, you can't write a song, so you program a computer, that kind of thing. And I was always there for the synthesizer revolution. Of course, fast forward now, I think I tend to play more piano. I've kind of not moved away from that, but I just I always tend to gravitate away from what everyone's doing. And now with AI, it's like you've got the full shebang. But yeah, there was a time where when electronic music and synthesizers first came out, people said it wasn't real and it was fake and it was going to replace musicians and stuff. But up until now, synthesizers have always been a tool that you can program, but it's still required, up until now at least, it required the human impetus, the human mind, the composition. The scary thing about AI is now you just prompt it. You say, give me something like this and give me something like this, and from what I understand, it'll send you something, and if you don't like it, you can tweak, but you can get very good results with it. But it's something I need to educate myself on, but it's also something I'm very reactionary to it. Carla, hello, nice to see you. Martina says, need to leave, grandkids are waiting. Oh my goodness, bless you. Okay, well, enjoy. Don't forget to bring your beach stuff with you. Oh yes. Oh, you're going to see us at the East End Festival. Yes, Martina, thank you. Yes, we'll be at the East End Festival. That's Mesh are playing. We're headlining at the East End Festival on the 5th of July. Looking forward to that. And you say I must bring my costume. Okay. My swimming costume. I won't wear it on stage, but yeah, I might bring it with in the case, just in case. Nice to speak to you, and we'll see you there, Martina. Thank you. Go and look after the grandkids. Mus31 says, you look good in black, mate. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mus. Flattery will get you everywhere. Bless you. Thank you. Robin PM100. Any info and when the new Mesh album is going to be released? We have a Mesh comment. Yes. Well, it's been hard. It's hard in production at the moment. It'll be next year. I can't say any more than that. But yeah, it'll be released, and then there'll be a tour that'll follow. Desperate Icon says, don't worry about your clothes. Mesh is not a boy band. No, absolutely not. We just go on in black, and it works every time. So yeah. Alison says that funny prints on t-shirts can be so distracting on screen. Yeah, look, it really depends. I'm not an incredibly stylish guy, That doesn't mean I'm unstylish, but yeah, I don't pay too much attention to looking trendy and cool. I just wear what works, and anyway, that's enough about my dress style now. But thank you. I'm glad you like it. Sassy Wonder says, you would like to hate it, but you still like it. I would like to hate it, but like I said, it's a good song. Are you talking about the AI song? Yeah, the voice is very much close to Dave Garns. Yep. Once again, if that song was played to you and you never knew it was AI, I think a lot of people would have believed it. They would have just gone, what's with the lyrics? Secret Symphony says, do you have a favorite New Order song? The first one that pops to mind is I feel so extraordinary. Something's got a hold on me. Which one is that? I used to think that the day would never come. Is it True Faith? Yes. Truth Faith is the one I That's the one that pops to my top of my head. Moss31 says, a great philosopher says, the clothes do not make the man. Yeah, yes, absolutely. George Chops. Being mainly a Duran and Depeche fan, I think that Simple Minds don't get the recognition they deserve. They wrote some of the best 80s songs with great synth melodies. Yeah, there are these bands that were there, well, even now, but if you talk about that period, Simple Minds were acknowledged, but yeah, I've heard people say that they weren't appreciated as much as what they should be. Another one was Mark Hollis. What were they called? Oh God, I can't remember the name of the band now. Fuck. Talk. Yeah, they were. I think Talk were very, very underrated. I'm going to say something controversial now, and I feel like, like Culture Club and was it Boy George? That was all over the place, and I'm not hating on it, but it was just like, okay, that was like massive. But then there was stuff like Talk, which was there, but it didn't get as much notoriety. So I guess what you're saying, a lot of this is to do with promotion and marketing, I think, as well. Boy George was still is quite a controversial figure. And I just think there were artists that I feel, in my opinion, were a lot better, or which resonated with me, rather. Right, let's see what else we got here. Carla Groom. Carla Groom says, the clothes are great, fuck those who don't know better. It's a bit harsh, but yes, I agree. And shout out to Carla Groom, who actually styled me for my mesh show. She's the reason I look the way I do on stage. So if anyone's got a problem with that, you can have it out with Carla. Not my fault. I'm just the product. But we love you, Carla. Ideology says I bought my first synth. Oh wow, a Juno 106 from Tom's Music in Braamfontein in the mid-80s. Oh, hello, brother. You're a South African. I wore full black even then. Still do. A South African brother. Wow. Nice to meet you. And you bought your first one. Tom's. Yes, Tom's was called... Tom's stood for That Other Music Shop. Yes, I remember visiting that many years ago. And wow. Allegra Jane. Bonjour, mademoiselle. Ça va? Tafikwa Juxui? Anyway. Anyway, cut. Hello to you as well. From Paris. Allegra, are you popping onto the live stream tomorrow? With special guest Rich Silverthorne. Magnus Eriksson says the 106 was my first synth too. Yes. If you still got the Juno 106, I assume I don't have to tell you, do not sell it. Just keep it. I've sold so many things that I regret. Carlos says, anyone else want to hear VG interpret True Faith? Oh, bless you. I'll do that. Bless you, Carla. Here's a new name. Ali Jaffrey. Hi, everyone. Big fan of the channel. Always love the in-depth analysis on DM and their songs. Love from Madeira, Portugal. Madeira, Portugal. Tajbo, Rapazain. Vaisha danku tempa gente. I don't know if that means anything. Tajbo, Rapazain. Tajbon, meaning hello, young man. And then Vaisha danku tempa gente. We go with the times, and the times go with us. Now, you're probably wondering where I get that from. When I lived in South Africa, I used to manage I used to work in a supermarket, but I also managed a chicken shop for a while. But it's all coming out now. And the owner, they're like family friends still. They were called the Duartes, Manuel Duarte, and he was from Madeira. So I learned a bit of Portuguese, because Madeiran is very different to it's not like Portuguese. It's well, it is, but it's like a different dialect, is it, or something? The reason is when I meet Portuguese people and I speak some of my Madeiran to them, they don't understand. Or it could be my accent, but anyway, I'm being really childish here now. So, but yeah, estás bom, rapazem. Tell me if that means anything. But yeah, nice to meet you, and I'm glad you found us. Alison says, didn't Alan Wilder work with Talk Talk? I think he did. Did he? I seem to remember something like that, yeah. Sophie says, AI is a killer of arts. Oh, bloody AI. Let me tell you something. You've not heard the end of AI. Yeah. I want to get some interviews going with some artists and producers that I admire, and I want to speak to them about AI. Of course, I don't want to sound like an old man ranting, because there's this saying my dad always taught me: is you can't piss against the wind, you can't fart against thunder. You have to kind of go with things to it. So I'm not trying to cause a revolution against AI here, of course not. But I just think we need to be responsible as to how we use it. It needs to be regulated and stuff. But then again, as I will speak in tomorrow's video, you will see that no matter how you try to regulate something, regulation only works when everyone's on an equal playing field and everyone agrees. But you just need one person, or you just need people who are greedy and don't want to play by the rules. And we all know that's human nature, don't we? So this is why AI scares me, for no other reason than the fact that humans are in charge of it. Then, of course, there's the argument that AI might take over from us, and then we're straight into science fiction. But yeah, but I agree, AI is a killer of arts. I would agree with that absolutely. Allegra says you'll be at the local stream tomorrow. Yes, and if you've just joined us, remember, if you want to become a member of watchvg.com, there's no obligation, but do check it out. It's a streaming site where you can see in-depth versions of my content, and also it's a great way to support the channel. And we have special guests on there. The whole idea is a monthly Zoom chat with my inner circle. And we have a special guest tomorrow, Mr. Rich Silverthorne from Mesh. And he'll be on there tomorrow in the chat room, and you can ask him anything you like. Well, not anything. Anything within reason. Oh, yeah, anything you like. It's behind a paywall. It's in a private room. You can ask him anything you like. Allegra says, the off-topic chicken must have come from your chicken shop. Yeah, as someone was complaining that they haven't seen much off-topic chicken lately in the videos. I think I think my videos have been better lately. I think they've been less off-topic, so there's no reason for the off-topic chicken to surface. Sophie says, how do I get into your inner circle? Oh God, that's guys, when I say inner circle, I don't like to use that word, even though I did say it. I don't like to form a thing where, oh, this is the inner circle and people are excluded. That's not what I mean. It's probably but I did say that it's incorrect language. To answer your question, Sophie, I have a platform called watchvg.com, and it's a monthly subscription, price of a cup of coffee, really. And you can go there, and basically what it is it's a way to support my channel, and you can be a part of other things, and there's a little community there and stuff. I'm really working hard to make it better all the time. So that's how you join. Tommy says, yes, Vaughn, it means you're doing good, young man. Oh, okay, Tommy is responding on the rapazem. Yes, Vaughn, it means you're doing good, young man. Rapazem, yes. Yes, rapazame. So you could understand what I'm saying. Brilliant. Thank you. Oh, I'm so homesick now. When I say homesick, I'm an international man. I was born in South Africa, grew up in London, and now I'm in Estonia. Rai CT says, hi from Brazil. We speak Portuguese here too. That's right. Hi. Hello to you. Hello to you, brother. Is it brother or sister? Brother. We speak Portuguese here too. That's right. You do speak Portuguese there. But this is the thing. I knew a lot of Brazilian people in London, and when I spoke Portuguese, when I spoke Madeiran to them, they couldn't understand. It was probably because of my accent. George Chop says, artificial sweeteners don't taste as good as natural sweeteners. And I absolutely agree with you there. Absolutely agree with you. Down the Wabbit hole. Ideology says, let's be honest. AI kills art. But it all started from Britain's Got Talent and the rest of those soulless shows. Genius is supposed to be born in Dad's garage. Ask the Beatles, the Stones, DM. Amen. I mean, that... Now, what you need to do is, my friend, go onto Facebook now and type that bold as a quote. That you can quote that. That is a quote there, right there. That's brilliant. It does. It kills art, and yeah, and a lot of this can be, I suppose, traced back to the Britain's Got Talent and that. I mean, a lot of people sometimes trace this directly back to Stock, Aitken, and Waterman. You know, they were the original hit factory and all that, but. I don't agree. I still think there was a lot of talent and sincerity in the hit factory with Stock, Aitken, and Waterman. I think I was never against this sort of Stock, Aitken, Waterman thing. I think they're also one of the most successful songwriting groups, trios in the history of music. They are. We like them or loathe them, but yeah, the whole Britain's Got Talent, and it's just a shit show, really. All that bollocks. Do you guys remember the time? This was funny. I should make a video. Do you guys remember the time when Martin Gore had a fallout with Simon Cowell? That was so random. Do you guys remember that? Martin Gore said in an interview, I've got to be careful because I'm on YouTube now. So, okay. I'm making a joke now. This is not literal. Do you get this? Do not take this out of context. Here comes a joke now. Here comes a joke. I'm old enough to remember a time where you didn't have to explain yourself. But of course, that means YouTube, I'm about to make a joke. And the joke is, Martin Gore, in an interview, this must have been about 10 years ago, he was talking about Simon Cowell. And he said Simon Cowell has caused such damage to the music industry, he should be shot. Now, that is old. Martin's older than me, obviously, so he's got that British sense of humor. It's a sense of humor. Shoot the bastard. It's a dark humor. And of course, Simon Cowell took real offense to that, and he responded publicly, I think on Twitter, saying, and I'm going to do my Simon Cowell voice. He went, I believe Weirdo Gore wants me to be shot. He called him Weirdo Gore, and he really climbed into him. It was quite funny because here's Martin Gore, who's this real sort of like sweet angelic spirit who I don't think's got a bad bone in his body, getting into this public row. I don't think Martin responded. He kind of, but Simon Cowell really did have a go and say Martin's a weirdo and a has-been and all this crap. And I was like, listen, Cowell, don't you dare say that about our Martin. But anyway, that was quite funny, though. Martin saying that Simon Cowell should be shot. And the reason Simon Cowell got offended was because Simon had just moved to America. And they've, in America, unfortunately, there are a lot of gun-related deaths and stuff like that, murders and stuff. And Simon Cowell went on to say that, you've got to be careful. And I suppose Simon had a point, because there are people, I know this from my channel as well, where, I'm blessed. I've got really good. My channel seems to attract good people. But every now and then, there's a really bad apple that'll come my way, and I'm like, where the fuck did you come from? You know what I mean? So I think Simon Cowell's quite right. Some people take things very literally. You know what I mean? So, but of course, I understand when Martin Gore said that it was just a figure of speech. Martin, you kinky bastard. I think Simon Cowell should be shot. YouTube, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. Don't strike me off. Right. Robin PM100 says, has Alan Wilder... Every time I see the word Alan Wilder, I just start laughing now because it's just like... Not in a bad way, but it's just because I feel everyone's love and frustration for it. Where's Alan? Okay. Has Alan Wilder really quit the music industry? There was a rumor of a new Recall album that's going to be released this year. Oh well, I'm sure if there was, I'd know about that. And that's not because I'm in any inner circle or anything like that, but I would probably have known about that. But then again, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? Alan, if you're watching, I'm still coming for you. Believe me, I'm coming for you. Not in a creepy kind of way, or just maybe just a chat or an interview or something. No sleaze, I promise. I promise, no sleaze from me. But to answer your question, has he quit the music industry? He has for now. I'll put it to you that way. But never say never. I was hoping with the re-releases of the Recoil catalog on vinyl and stuff that it may have sort of sparked his interest in it again. You know, rekindled the flame. You've got the volcano up and running again. Yeah. Tommy says, well, SA gave us Rick Astley. Oh no, Stock Aitken. Waterman gave us Rick Astley, Kylie Minogue, Dead or Alive. You know something, and okay, let's, I'll probably get into a lot of trouble for saying this because some of you expect me to talk about cool stuff only. But, you know, if you, all things considered, if you listen to the Stock Aitken Waterman records, they are they are great pop records. You cannot knock that. I used to have a mentor who, he was actually a T-boy. He used to work there at Stock Aitken Waterman in the younger years, and he learnt everything from Mike Stock and everything. He learnt a lot of he learnt a lot of valuable lessons, which he taught me. And this friend of mine, he did go on to, whenever he mixed a record, he would always reference "Never Gonna Give You Up" by Rick Astley. And I used to laugh. I used to take the piss, and he was like, and then when I'd laugh, he'd say, he used to call me V. He'd say, V, how many albums have you sold? Piss off, stop laughing. And he was right. Because sonically, I mean, I wasn't having it, but when he taught me to listen, if you listen to like, Never Gonna Give, Never Gonna Give, if you listen to the mix of that record, it's brilliant. It's very, very well done. And Stock Aitken and Waterman had some very, very good in-house mix engineers, mastering engineers, and they had a lot of talent. So whether you like the Stock Aitken Waterman thing or not, you cannot knock the fact that it was very successful. It was very, very well done, even though I was not a fan. I do have some of my guilty pleasures with Stock Aitken Waterman. I did like the Donna Summer song he did and everything. And there's certain songs you cannot help not smile at, because they. What I do love about the Stock Aitken Waterman thing really is if you look at it, it was just that eyes wide open positivity of like, yeah, and when the world was a less angry place. And if anyone is zoning into that, I cannot really criticize them because, you know. Yeah. But yeah, Stock Aitken Waterman I can respect. Simon Cowell, no. But that doesn't mean I want him to be shot. Martin, you violent bastard. Martin Gore, what a guy. Tommy says, they also gave us Kim and Mel, who unfortunately had a short career. One of the sisters passed away from cancer. That's right, yeah. But yeah, once again, you know, a lot of that stuff were hits. Light Lilith, greetings from Czech Republic. Love your song Scarred Inside. Ah, thank you. Yes, thank you. I do occasionally get people telling me they love some of my songs, and then I go, oh, thank you, it's very nice. I'm terrible at promoting my own music, because maybe I'm a bit shy or something, but I'm always appreciated when someone enjoys my music. Thank you very much for your kind words. Here's a good one. Ideology. If I was king, Simon Cowell would be the first one against the wall. Yeah, exactly. Tommy says, "Oh well, Pet Shop Boys had a song called 'Did You See Me Coming' on the excellent Yes album. Yeah, did you see me coming? Yes, yes, I remember that, and that was on the Yes album. Yes, yes, on the Yes album. Yeah, there are elements on this new Pet Shop Boys album which remind me of elements from the Yes album as well. In fact, this last album, as I said in the beginning of this live stream, I've just been listening to the latest Pet Shop Boys album, and I'm really, really, really impressed by it. It really seems to be like a return to form, and it has real sort of nods to some of their best albums, Behavior and things like that. Actually, it has like nods to all those albums. And I don't know if that was a conscious decision, maybe it was, but regardless of that, I'm really enjoying this album so far. Right, what we got here? Mark Mello says, "Could you get Flood to show us how he produced Depeche Mode?" That's probably highly unlikely. I think Flood is, even like Gareth Jones and stuff would have hard time getting hold of Flood. It's just, he does what he does, and he doesn't do interviews anymore. Tommy says, I love Rick Astley. People only remember Never Gonna Give You Up, but the first two albums were great, and he reinvented himself. Yeah. He did. I remember him, the song Free, and he grew his hair long and everything. And there's part of me going, why are we talking about Rick Astley on this channel? But we got to give credit where it's due, Rick Astley is a cool guy. No, he is. I can't believe I'm saying that, but he is. He's a good guy, and he's got a great voice, and he was in the stock Aitken Waterman days. But if you look at him now, he's a cool, credible guy. I say that with a lot of sincerity. The way you say "kinky bastard" always gets me. Vaughn is not a Radiohead fan. No, that is not true. In fact, I used to do a mean version of Radiohead's "Karma Police" on the piano. Well, not my. But when I used to play piano bars, that used to get requested quite a bit. I do like Radiohead. Can be a little bit too much for me sometimes, but I do enjoy Radiohead. Desperate Icon says, I need to go. Hopefully see you tomorrow. Yes, all right. My friend, you're coming onto the Zoom chat tomorrow. That's with a special guest, Rich Silverthorne from Mesh. Once again, join me on the live stream tomorrow in watchvg.com. It's not a live stream, sorry. It's a Zoom chat. So you'll be able to see me. I'll be able to see you. You'll be able to see Richard. And you'll be able to see everyone else in the chat room. And you can ask us any questions you'd like to ask us. Okay, any more questions? I'll be coming up to an hour already. I always say I'm going to go on for 20 minutes, and then it seems to go on a lot longer. Time flies when you're having fun. And in fact, I should go outside. It's beautifully sunny today here in Tallinn, Estonia. It's like 23 degrees. Glorious weather. And here I am sitting in the dark talking to you lot. I love you. I'm just joking. I really appreciate you guys. You know I do. Right. If you got any more questions, fire them off. Otherwise, I'll be off and go play in the sun. While we got here... George Chops, yeah, you're talking about Keen. Keen is Everybody's Changing. Keen is another band. I used to sing a lot of their songs in my piano bar days. And it's funny. I've never spoken about Keen on the channel, and people have said I should people have asked me if I like Keen. I went, yeah, I really do. I think they're great. Everybody's changing. Yeah, a lot of their songs were very, very, very good. Okay, if you've just joined this live stream, this is the No Reasons pop-up live stream on Saturday. I am looking at possibly doing making Saturdays like a regular live stream day for this channel, preferably every second Saturday, just so that you don't get too fed up with me. And the whole idea of these live streams is just to pop up to answer a few questions and to let you know what's happening. So now that we're on the hour, I'll just quickly recap as to where we are. Do pop on tomorrow to the Vaughn George YouTube channel, and you will see this video, which is my latest video up tomorrow. AI, the death of the music industry. It's a question, not a statement, and it's really a follow-up to the reaction video I did where I reacted to that AI song. And tomorrow I give you my sort of more in-depth feelings, and I also issue a prophecy as to where I think AI is going to take the music industry, and I hope I am wrong. Also, just been listening to the new Pet Shop Boys album. I'm very, very impressed with it. It's a real sort of return to form. I really enjoyed listening to it. It has a very sort of underproduced kind of sound, and what I mean by that is it just sounds, it has like a rawness to it, and I just love that. I just really, really love it. Produced by James Ford as well. As I listen to it more, I will then come onto the channel and I will provide a full review of it. Also, if you're in Germany, or even if you're not in Germany, if you're anywhere in the world and you want to fly to Germany, on Frankfurt on the 25th of May, we are playing our final legacy show at Langenhessen in Frankfurt, and really, really looking forward to that. That is, of course, with the band Mesh, and here we have some photos of our last show in Leipzig. It was a full house, and really, really enjoyed the shows. So if you're in the area or you want to come see us, do come and see us. And I always make an effort of popping out after the shows just to come and say hi to people. Woo-hoo, there I am with my black shirt. So black works well. Don't wear colors, just black works. I've got no imagination. There we go. Also, I've said this before, I'll say it again. If you like the Depeche Mode content, then check out my channel, which is called the Depeche Mode Hub. It is a separate YouTube channel where I've moved all the Depeche Mode content to, and that's especially for you if you're a Depeche Mode fan. You don't want to watch all the other stuff. You only want to watch the Depeche Mode stuff. Then that channel is for you. Then of course there's watchvg.com, which is my subscription site. Good way to support the channel, and we bring on special guests, and we have a special guest tomorrow. Every month there's a special guest. Well, that's the plan. And our special guest tomorrow will be Rich Silverthorne from Mesh. Okay. Light Lilith says, love Tallinn. It's a beautiful city. Oh, yes, it is. I really love Tallinn. I came here the first time maybe about 12 years ago to visit, and I fell in love with it, and that is why I live here now. Ideology says, why did you move to Estonia? I last heard you were in London. Well, I lived in London most of my life, and I just felt it was time to move on. I would have probably still have been in London, but when my daughter was born, I started seeing the world in a different way, and I felt that Estonia would be a much better quality of life and a better place to bring up my daughter. So, but my heart is very much still in the UK. Most of my best friends are from the UK, so I do need to get out there again soon, because I'm starting to miss my mates and my friends and stuff there. So, and also, I've said this before, we are sort of looking at ways to do like, I don't like to do meet and greets, in the sense that a meet and greet always sounds so like, it always sounds so vain. A meet and greet, come and meet me. It's like, it always sounds vain. what I like to do is I'd like to do some, like, give value, like do some kind of live show, probably just on the piano, like do like a piano night across various cities in Europe, just like a piano night where we sing Depeche Mode songs and things like that, and then you guys can come and meet. So you get something from it rather than just coming to meet me, because that always sounds arrogant, like come and meet me. I'd rather come and do a show. So that is actually in the pipeline at the moment. We're working at ways of doing that. So if you've got any comments on that, I'd love to hear your thoughts. It'd be terrible if I show up at your city and no one's interested. Go sit in a bar by myself. Robin PM100 says, do you know German group Division? They toured with Mesh. Yes, I know Division. They are playing along with us at the East Side Festival on the 5th of 5th of July. We're headlining. They're headlining as well. So Mesh and Division are, I believe, I don't want to be lying here, but I know Mesh, we are headlining, and I don't know if Division are headlining as well, or if they're sort of earlier on in the day. But yeah, I do know Division, and to the fanboys out here, this is something that'll interest you. When I went to when I did our last few Mesh shows in Germany, the crew that was setting, we've as part of the crew, we've got a German guy. He's called Michael, and he was always part of the tech team, and he left, but he's come back now, and he's a really, really good guy, really, really very good. He's very good as part of the tech team. Tech team meaning setting the keyboards and setting up the rig, and the tech team essentially are the people that if you're on stage, they look after you, like they tune the guitars, and they make sure if something goes wrong in a set during a show, they look after you. So anyway, Michael, who's head of our tech team, he now only looks after Mesh, Division, and Camouflage. So he'd be an interesting guy to interview, because I know there's a lot of you guys here are fans of Division, and you're fans of Camouflage as well. Anyway, I'm probably giving you too much information there. I don't know if that's of any interest, guys, but it's interesting that Michael, our tech guy, he works for Mesh, he works for Camouflage, and he works for Division. So as a result, yes, I do know Division, and they're very much in our genre. Ideology says, last one, did you ever get into South African early electronic music like Kalahari Surfers? I'm ashamed to say I've never heard of them. Sorry. But yeah, I should check it out. Kalahari Surfers. Jim says, do you have a particular comfort song? A song that brings you up when you're down? I don't know. The fact that nothing comes to the top of my mind, the answer is probably no. Light Lilt says it's probably a Depeche Mode song. Well, you'll be surprised. Nah, not really. Not really. No, I don't. I don't ever. Depeche Mode's music doesn't lift me up, which is interesting. I know some people say it lifts them up. I mean, Depeche Mode's music is well, to people who aren't fans, it's depressing. I like to say melancholic and thoughtful and cerebral. But yeah, it doesn't necessarily lift me up. It doesn't bring me down, but I don't. Yeah, I don't get. I mean, Depeche Mode is like one of my favorite bands ever, but I wouldn't say. I know some people, when they're feeling down, they listen to Depeche Mode because it makes them feel better. I think if I was feeling down and I listened to Depeche Mode, it would probably make me even more depressed. And I say that as a fan, but I don't know. I don't know. Good question. Okay, guys. Well, we've just come into 1 hour, 10 minutes. So I think that will conclude today's pop-up live stream. Today's Saturday, the 18th. I want to thank you guys for spending some time with me today. And check out the YouTube channel tomorrow, where the next video will be up and coming. And then, of course, just keep an eye on the channel. Hopefully you've I'm sure all of you that are on here have subscribed, because you wouldn't know about the live stream if you didn't. So thanks very much for your support. Really appreciate it always. One more that's come up here. Sorry, let me just answer this before I go. Depeche Mode doesn't lift me up. No, it doesn't actually. I mean, it's quite downbeat music, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, it doesn't lift me up. No, I do. It doesn't lift. It's not light. It's not light. It's Depeche Mode is heavy music. I love it, but it's heavy. It's not pick me up music. I don't think so. It doesn't make me feel. It makes me feel lots of things, but it doesn't lift me if I'm in a bad mood. Definitely not. No. Sophie says, "What about the copyright if someone uses your music?" Oh yeah, that is a that's a good question, Sophie, which we're going to address in tomorrow's video. So yeah, but anyway, guys, I'm gonna sign off now. I'm gonna go walk in the sun a bit. I want to thank you all for your support as always. If you're on Facebook, most of us are. Do please follow me on Facebook. You'll find the page there. But also there's a Vaughn George Facebook group if you want to join it. It's a very, very nice Facebook group. It's really, really well run. I've got very good admins that run it, and it's a good place if you want to meet good like-minded people and keep keep on top of what's happening in the channel and everything. So thank you very much, guys. Lots of love. I wish you all the best wherever you are in the world. I look forward to seeing you on the next video, live stream, live event.